adobo was initially a method of food preservation.
Welcome back to O for Food's Sake. I am Jamie DaSilva.
I am Janice Domingo.
And today we're going to have one hell of a conversation preserved with a ton of adobo. I kind of wish we were eating while we were talking to them. Like this expert that we brought on, which you guys will have the pleasure of hearing in a few minutes. I would totally be down to eat one of his burritos while we were
I want one
talking to him
now. But let's back this on up. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about a few things, actually. So one of the main things, and like we were saying, you know, we have a food expert on here later on in the episode. But one of the other things, is we're going to be discussing our segment of Tried It.
So real quick, everyone, I am a Portuguese mix, if you will. Janice is a Filipino goddess. So you've cooked Filipino since you were little, yeah?
Yes.
I did not have that experience. I now have experienced delicious experience of eating it at said places. So I have not tried making, but I definitely have tried eating, which I like a lot more. But I would love to try in my own kitchen. But for right now, I've only eaten it.
So where have you tried it, and where is your favorite place to get it?
The guest that we'll be having, would you say that his cuisine that he makes or cooks is more of a fusion versus outright Filipino food?
First of all, there's different kinds of adobo. For those who don't know, there is
let's
Filipino
break it down.
adobo.
Break it down.
Yeah. There is a Filipino adobo, and our guest will probably talk about this more when he gets on, but it's a very specific flavor palette there. It's got the salt from soy sauce, and it's got the sour from vinegar. But then there's also Mexican adobo. I can't speak on that because I've never prepared Mexican adobo. Do you guys
use the chipotle and adobo sauce within these marinades?
Like chipotle peppers?
Mm-hmm.
I have not. I personally don't. I have used habanero before.
Okay.
But typically it's just peppercorn, crushed peppercorn. My mom likes to throw in whole peppercorns in there.
Yeah, she does. Your mama's spicy. Your mama's spicy.
I hate whole peppercorns. I hate whole peppercorns. They're so gross. I love it. I love fresh cracked pepper, but I hate peppercorns. Like if I bite into a peppercorn, it's like one of the worst. I don't
get up in your dentures and shit.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't do it, but I love fresh cracked pepper. That's the difference.
Okay.
But one thing I have done is I've made adobo chicken with habanero instead, just to give it that heat factor. And my dad will adobo not jalapeno. I'm sorry.
Your dad's a G.
The long one. Yeah. And that's one of my favorite types of adobo is the adobo pepper that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely my thing.
I don't think I've had your parents cooking, but the other place that I do eat often is actually down the street from you is Lucky 37, which we will be having the owner of that restaurant as well in a couple of weeks on the show.
Lucky 37, I would say, is definitely more authentic. The recipes that they use there are recipes that, was passed on from grandma.
Oh yeah. They're all from grandmothers and his mother and then him cooking it. But I could fuck up some lumpia. And I probably a whole platter to myself. Lumpias are another level. Theirs at Lucky 37 is ginormous, but any type of lumpia goes for me.
We should have a lumpia episode because there's so many different types of egg rolls, lumpias. There's fresh lumpia. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a lumpia that has not been deep fried. It has fresh vegetables in it and a gravy.
Oh, no,
we're going to do a lumpia episode. Okay, we're going to definitely do that.
Because I haven't done that before, but we could do that with Lucky 37. I could try.
I'd be down for that.
Definitely try it. What are your top 3 Filipino dishes that you love? Is it rude that I put only 3 on it, or is it 5? Should we do 5?
3 is fine. Because, so adobo tops it because it's one of the easiest things to make. Mm-hmm. And I just had this conversation with a friend of mine. If you mess up adobo, you just need to get out of the kitchen. Don't go back. I'm sorry. Like, there are really 5
Get out the kitchen.
Get out the kitchen. If you mess up adobo, I'm lying. Don't get out the kitchen. Try it again, because it's worth it when you're done. Because you shouldn't be scared to experiment.
You shouldn't. You might get frustrated and then you need to walk out for a minute.
Frustrating, yeah.
And then even take a day or 2 or a week and then come back to that, and then it'll happen. The magic is there. But I definitely think that
it's my goddaughter in the background there.
Goddaughter is in the back. She is now off.
Tessa.
For everyone who doesn't know, her goddaughter is a 1-year-old Pipple mix that I adopted. She's decided that
gorgeous.
Her fluff of a bed she needs to be off of it now. And
then what did we say?
Yeah,
okay,
your top 3.
So there's definitely the adobo. I love the way my dad cooks adobo. I think that's my favorite way of having it prepared and having it. My second would definitely be empanadas, and they're the way I make empanadas because I make them bomb.
What I like about Filipino food, I think like any restaurant, it's a hit or miss where you go, but when you can taste
I agree. I totally agree with you, because I'm Filipino and I am picky about where I eat my Filipino food. First of all, if it ain't home cooked, I ain't eating it.
Where's your favorite?
My favorite?
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing is, I can't tell you a favorite, because favorite would be home cooking. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. Yeah.
Home cooked. Is there, would you say, since you can't tell a name,
I would say Lucky 37 comes close.
Okay. Woo-woo.
Yeah.
Lucky 37. But would you say places in Oakland versus San Francisco you find are better, or you have found a good rate one in every city that you've been into? I mean, as far as like Oakland, San Francisco, or South Bay?
Well, I'd say definitely, I wouldn't say San Francisco specifically, even though there are a lot of Filipinos there. Well, there's more Filipinos in Daly City. So in Daly City, I would say Lucky Chances, which is the casino Lucky Chances. Inside Lucky Chances is Golden Nugget. It's called the Colma Cafe. Ooh. And they're known for something called silog, which is basically anything with egg and rice.
Yep.
So there's lansilog, which is langonisa, DaSilva, which is tocino and egg and rice, and everything always goes good with hot garlic fried rice and vinegar. So I would say, okay, I'm sorry, Lucky 37, I saved the back. Lucky Chances has my number one vote in the Bay
Area
that there's all for Filipino food.
Luck happening. But would you say with Filipino food, besides the fried egg, the rice, what are some of the basic aromatics that's used for majority of the dishes?
Garlic, definitely. I would say garlic as an aromatic, as a flavor. I don't know about everybody else. This is a me thing. Adobo, I use a hell of a lot of bay leaf, and I like star anise.
Hell yeah, star anise is real good. You know what I heard about star anise is if you're trying to make like a bolognese sauce, to actually amplify the meat flavor in it, is you put a little star anise for a little while.
Not surprised. Yeah.
And I did try that. Should be another episode. And I think it actually was it my 32nd birthday? We decided to do homemade pasta for my birthday.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
That was the sauce that I made.
Pasta.
We made handmade pasta. Making, because the dough was fine. It was great pasta. It was thick, like
because I had to beat that. I had to beat that dough like it owed me money.
Exactly. And did she pay up or did she not?
Bitch did.
Bitch did. Yes. Janice handled that, and but the sauce was good. But it was the star anise.
We're definitely gonna save Italian food. It deserves its own episode. In fact, that one deserves a video too. We should do
100%. But garlic, like you said, like I always wanted like Glay to come out with a garlic scented plug-in.
Okay, I don't know about that.
Sauteed of like onions and garlic. If we could pop that in, that's probably one of my happiest smells ever.
It is an amazing smell. Shockingly enough, anytime somebody walks in the house and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that smells delicious." What is it? I'm sweating out some onion and garlic. Literally, that is it.
Yeah, it's like such a great mix. But what is your favorite thing about Filipino cuisine?
My favorite, for me, it's a comfort food. I mean, I think anybody who has culturally, any kind of cultural background has comfort food. Whether even Americans have cultural comfort food. I mean, whether if you say mac and cheese or if you say, a burger, stacked burger, that's comfort food. For me, of course, it's Filipino comfort food, which would be any kind of, like I said, any kind of silog. So my favorite thing is silog tocino and garlic fried rice with an over easy egg. That is, oh my gosh, like I can go to sleep on that right now just thinking about it. But right now we're gonna talk to a real expert on Filipino food.
Reginald! Why do we have so much fun together, Janice?
I don't know, because we're morons and we love it.
Yes. But we will be speaking with Reginald, who is the owner of Reginald.Eats, and he's going to walk us through why he loves to cook, why Filipino food, and the day I fell in love with his Filipino cooking. Welcome, Reginald Abrescy, owner of Reginald.Eats. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Living the damn dream. Living the damn dream.
Yeah, whatever that dream is, that dream.
That's right.
So quick backstory about Reginald. We know a family friend of mine, and I was at his house one day and he slung me a burrito before I left because I was starving, and I got home and I even texted Janice as soon as I ate it. I was like, this burrito, burrito just changed my life.
That's the one.
I could not stop talking about it for like a good week. I think I texted her every single day, like, we gotta have this burrito. You gotta have this burrito. Still talking about it.
Yes.
The flavor, like, bomb was amazing, but also I just want to appreciate the sticker you had on your burrito, because you have a cute sticker. What does it say?
Oh, let's see. Which one was that? Was that
like
the caution? Open?
Severe happiness will happen. Like if you, yeah. Which I was like, yes, and folded that and just was like, boom. I think Jake like 1,000 times. It's amazing. Still love it. And I actually bought some food for Super Bowl, which was incredible. And a stupid amount of food too. Like I had that for days.
Yes.
For days.
You think a lot of people, when they order the food, especially that for Super Bowl, hey, did I get the right size tray?
Yeah.
This seems like too much food.
It was heavy.
I could eat, the whole Reginald.Eats thing came about because, I could eat, as far as portion size goes, for what you're paying and for what you're getting, I want to make sure that it's, quality and a fire amount every single time.
It was. And so how did Reginald.Eats come about?
Well, one, I've always liked cooking, right? I could give you that story first or...
Yeah, tell me how you fell in love with cooking.
Okay, well...
I love a good love story.
I'd like to back it up to why Filipino food.
Oh, yeah, we backed it up.
Because our segment was because so before we started interviewing, we do this segment called Tried It. Okay. And we've either consumed it, tried it, or tried to make it ourselves. And we always like to back it up with an expert.
Yeah, such as yourself.
Awesome. Okay, so here, let's just take it back, and I will answer those questions in a short, or try to make it short and sweet. Let's see. Taking it back to when I was a single digit, right? Between my grandmother and my mother teaching me how to cook on the stove and burning bacon and overcooked eggs. And, of course, just the, learning that turned into, even then preteens was taking it more serious. I remember my freshman year, we had a speaker come to the school and went around class to class and, what do you want to do? And well, of course, at the time I wanted to play baseball, and if not, I was going to be a doctor and well, whatever. But, I said, I want to cook. And they were like, okay, so, culinary, you want to, what style, this and that. And at the time I didn't have that answer. But I got real big into barbecuing probably, 15, 16 years ago. Wow. I got really big into barbecuing, and it to the point where I would show up at a friend's house and, oh, cool, Reg is here. And they would hand me the tongs. And now I'm on the grill. And then there'd be times where it's like, hey, man, like I'm here to kick it today, Yeah. But never, I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm on it. Like I'm always the one cooking,
What was like your specialty in the barbecue world at that time?
Oh man, ribs, chicken, of course. I'm real big on, with the barbecue stuff, I'm real big on the wow.
Yeah.
Like people would come to my barbecues and I would throw slices of watermelon just on the grill just to get charred outside.
Best.
And people are like, wait, did you just throw, a watermelon on the, and again, like you go to a million barbecues, you might have a good burger, but people are going to be talking about the watermelon that you threw.
Yeah. A grilled piece of fruit with some barbecue is pretty bomb, but it's also a wow factor too, as well. Now with the meat, were you starting to really get into like marinades and flavors at that time?
Absolutely. Let's take it to when I ended up moving to Texas. I started learning a lot more as far as the barbecue goes there. Of course, Texas is known for Texas barbecue. I ended up linking with who are now my best friends out in Texas. Shout out to them, Mark and Tyler. We started this little thing called Hella Smoke Barbecue.
Ooh, okay.
We started making our own rubs. We cooked out. Literally, it wasn't daily, but multiple days weekly, right?
Okay.
It would be whose house, what animal, and who's bringing the booze, like who's got the beer. So we took that pretty serious for a while, and then I ended up moving back here. Kind of hit a roadblock with that.
But you always kind of had that cooking spirit, though. Like always, even if you were just cooking at home, absolutely. Like low key style, you're always like, "Where's the next pinch of this?" and the next wham bam I can do with that type of flavor. That's awesome.
For sure. And you think the friendly competitions that we have, we're all competitive, right? We want to have the best ribs. We want to, do this and do that. We actually have one coming up. I'm going to, on Easter Sunday, we're doing a rib cook-off in Texas with
hell yes.
Oh, wow.
So, that's exciting.
Where we're going.
Was there any type of weird animal that you barbecued? Like anything, like did you do bison or anything different other than the norm?
We have done pretty much like the same cut of a tri-tip, like from a bison. We have done bison before. We've cooked. Oh man, I'd have to scroll through the Instagram, but we do like I've done like, what did I do? How would you even say it? A pulled pork stuffed pineapple that was bacon weaved.
Get the fuck out of here.
Wow. Oh my God.
Because pineapple on barbecue, like it's a thing for me. Pineapple on any food is a thing for me. No matter what cuisine. Cooked pineapple is my jam.
Yeah, I love
that.
Pineapple.
Sounds so good. And it most definitely does. It belongs on pizza.
Pineapple on pizza, go.
Hell
Reginald.Eats is for pineapple on pizza.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We are friends for life. We are friends for life.
We heard it here. Yes. Pineapple belongs on pizza.
Reginald.Eats will eat pineapple on pizza.
That's right.
So with that background, then tell us how you kind of got into cooking your Filipino food.
Well, first of all, I've been making adobo, chicken and pork adobo. I've been making that for, I don't know, at least probably 10, 15 years as well.
I was going to say probably your entire life if you grew up around it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I put a poll on Instagram, just on my personal page sometime last year. And I was like, hey, like, would you guys buy a plate? And the majority of the people said yes. A friend of mine who actually lives in Europe now, he was like, fuck you, I'm not a yes man. Excuse my language.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, country. He's all, I'm hitting,
for now.
I'm hitting no. I'm not going to hit yes just because everyone else did. I'm like, you would, asshole.
You would.
So, other than that, like everyone was like, dude, yes, bring it to us. Like, we want this. So.
Which is the burrito I had, by the way, was the pork adobo burrito that I flipped my shit on.
It was
real quick. And then I was like, Janice, we need him on the show.
Right. Thank you. And I do appreciate that. The burrito is probably the most favorited menu item. The recipe you guys are getting today, it is actually, it's my adobo mixed in with my late father-in-law's recipe, who he's from the Philippines. Mm-hmm. My wife is actually from the Philippines as well, but she's been here since she was little.
Okay.
Where from the Philippines, if you know?
Manila,
right on.
Yeah. So he passed away January last year. First, like when I started coming around though, and he was making his, I'm like, yo, this adobo is amazing. Like this is the best adobo I've ever had. And he was like, well, this is how I do it. And of course we didn't expect to lose him. It was completely unexpected. But he had told me every single time he made it, he was like, this is what I do, et cetera, et cetera.
So now you kind of morphed it into like a blend of your own.
Well, what I did, yeah, exactly. I kind of took his and then took my family's like secrets, added it to this style. And the adobo that everyone's getting today is a mixture of mine and my father-in-law's.
Wow. That's pretty special, I think. And I think as a chef of any kind, like having something like that that's kind of been in the background come to the forefront, and then to have it out there and people enjoy it and having that feedback is a really special thing. Scary at times, just like people are going to like it, but it's more times than not, it's really special. People can taste that depth of flavor and the depth of that, age in that, that it took forever, I'm sure, for him to develop that for years. And then for you to have your background and then add that to it. Now, wonder I lost my shit on that burrito. I literally was like, this is ridiculously awesome. Because you paired it with like a house.
Well, yeah, I do have to ask though, are you going to share with us a couple of those secrets today? Or are you allowed by your own code of ethic? Are you allowed?
As far as any secrets that I will give, I'll tell you guys what cut or what part of the animal that I use for different dishes.
Okay.
But as far as like recipes go, I mean, I could give you every single recipe, but you're still not going to be able to make it like Reginald.Eats, right?
Right, exactly.
What is, for people who at home that aren't familiar with adobo, just on a basic level, not your secrets, but a basic level, the baseline of what an adobo marinade or sauce would taste or is made of? Yeah,
it's a well, whatever animal you want to use. I mean, you could make adobo, a squid adobo if you wanted to.
We do that. My dad loves that.
I'm actually getting ready to make jackfruit adobo, which is for all my vegans out there. But an adobo dish is going to be a soy sauce based dish with a little bit of tang to it, a little bit of sour. I know some people that like it more sour than others.
That's me.
Some people use white vinegar. Some people use apple cider vinegar. Again, there's more that goes into that. Again, I don't want to put too much out there. But yeah, it's a soy sauce.
Trade secret.
Yeah, it's a soy sauce and vinegar based dish.
Awesome. Well, I'll let you have your secrets because whatever it is delicious for sure.
Thank you.
And then, so how long have you been selling your cuisine, your food?
Like I mentioned, I only started last year, right? So it hasn't even been a full 365 yet.
Oh, wow.
Since Reginald.Eats started.
Yeah.
You'll notice I finally made the Instagram. If you scroll down, there's not many posts. Finally made the Instagram page somewhere in November. I had been selling plates before that. Finally made the page in November, but I probably wasn't promoting the page until like December.
Okay. Just kind of figuring it all out and all the steps and buying all the food. And you and I have kind of discussed too, like when I met up with you to get the tray was, such a trial and error of how much food. And I tend to be the one who always thinks I'm going to run out. So then I buy like the entire store and then I kind of kick myself for it because I just spent so much when I didn't do that. So the profit is a little bit different. So it takes a minute to kind of do that type of a dance necessarily, but I'm glad that you did. Did it kind of birth itself out of like quarantine type of a situation where
that's exactly what happened. Yes.
All right, Corona, you gave me some awesome adobo burrito.
Yeah, something good did come from it. When I first started doing it, I had told my wife and a friend of hers, okay, I'm going to cut it off at 15 orders. I mean, because you got to think, growing up in a big household, like when I would cook, I don't know how to cook small meals. I don't
think any of us do, right?
I cook for an army.
I still go grocery shopping for an army. Why do I do that?
It's not just a Filipino thing. I know a bunch of cultures are just like that. When I first started, though, it was really eyeballing, right? And then when I do my traditional plates, that's what I didn't get to. I use pork belly for my traditional plates.
Hell yes.
I don't use when you get your burritos and your quesadillas, and I'm not using pork belly for that. I'm using pork butt, which is really pork shoulder. But for the ones listening in that don't know, pork butt is pork shoulder.
That's the fancy way to people who don't know what that actually means.
Right. So it's just like I said, I do offer traditional plates as well. I have a huge menu, but the Adobo infused menu is doing so well and it's so different. And I mean, where can you go get an Adobo burrito right now? You know,
nowhere.
Burritos, as we can,
exactly.
we're trying to trademark, you know.
Yeah.
But
and it's genius that you are doing that, because I think it's doing so well for a reason. And I think it's going to be obviously one of your biggest sellers. Yeah. Are you wanting to branch out to a like brick and mortar type of a situation, or keep it like at home until you have to? Or
I want to take it to the next level. I want to have my own restaurant, you know, have trucks, have a fleet.
Yes, hell yeah.
I'm just like playing it by ear, you know, gonna continue. Actually, my first pop-up at Fuze Lounge in San Jose.
We're so excited. We're going. Janice and I are coming.
I know you guys are on the list.
So excited.
It is it's so exciting to do a big venue like that. I actually just went to the little pop-ups that they do here at San Lorenzo Little League.
Yeah.
A friend of mine is connected with like the lady who like runs it all. And so I am going to be in Texas next April when they're doing that one, which I hear is a big event because it's like their 1 year since they've been doing those pop-ups there. But we talked about possibly me getting involved in the one in May.
Okay.
So, you know, and that actually gives me more time to get my, because that'll be my first like real pop-up, bringing the 10 out. And
yeah,
know, that compared to Fuze, I have Fuze's whole kitchen. That's going to be amazing compared to a pop-up event like at a Little League field or at a farm.
For sure. But I think what's genius about it is you're kind of like slowly creeping in, like not only what you've been doing like at home, then kind of creeping into like a space, not necessarily your own yet. And then should that, and when it takes off, then find something that's kind of suitable or where you would want it. And also you have your trucks. I mean, I think it would be, it's going to take off pretty quickly. So better buckle up, right? Is what I think.
Well, so my whole thing too is like I had thought about, you know, small restaurants, you know, in and around San Lorenzo, and I was kind of set like in the beginning when we first started this, you know, I don't want a truck, and then after sleeping on it for a while, it turned into, hey, you know what, with the right marketing.
Oh yeah.
You could take a truck and, all right, today I'm in Sac, you know, tomorrow I'm in Santa Cruz. The next day I'm going to be in the city, whatever. Now we're taking a road trip down to SoCal or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Again, with the right marketing, this could take off and be, you know, it could be huge compared to having a restaurant that you can't even go dine in right now.
Exactly. And also, should that ever happen again, or even worse, like a really big shutdown, the truck is always happening. So you kind of beat around that bush in a little bit. And also, if you have it here and you're going to different cities, but what if you then get bigger to where you have trucks in specific bigger cities, whether it be here in California or otherwise? So there's a ton of ways this can go. The only way I know that it's going to go is like super well and really, really, really successful. So I am happy for you. And does your wife cook with you? Do you kind of consult her with some of this stuff, or? Yeah,
I mean, she helps out, you know, big time. As far as like, you know, we created this adobo masubi. Yeah, she's gonna be the one, you know, throwing all the masubis together for me at the event. You know, she'll
cool.
be with me. As far as presentation goes, that's all her. I cook the food and then she makes it look pretty. You think about it like
adorable.
Yeah, right. A friend is the one who mentioned this to me. The way it looks will bring new customers in. The way that it tastes will get them or keep them coming back.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. And I mean, shit, man, even though like the quality of my photos on Reginald.Eats are only going up, and like you see the later photos, not that they were bad pictures before, but like we're still learning that as well. We're not food photographers, you know?
Right.
Really? Because Jamie is.
I quasi. We could do some shooting.
Her name out there, Jamie is.
We could try it. We could do that on first size. But I love the fact that
videography it if you want. Like, I'm doing my thesis on. I'm doing my master's thesis on international cuisine.
Okay.
Like I'm shooting a docu-series where people can talk about their culture through their cuisine. I specifically didn't choose Filipino food because I thought that would be self-serving.
Yeah.
So first of all, I like the fact that your wife and you like work together on it, and she's super supportive, because I think that most people who sign up for these type of endeavors, when you have a supportive team and or a partner, way better for everything involved.
Absolutely. Really, without her, it wouldn't be possible, because, you know, the days that I'm cooking 50 plus burritos or something. I mean, by myself for the condition that we're in right now, or until we do get that truck, you know, or we do get that restaurant or both, whatever, right?
I was just about to say, I'll be your sous chef. I'm totally lying. I work full time. Like, there's no way in hell. As much as I would love to be able to just cook adobo all day long.
Yes.
I have a job. Damn it.
Right.
Do you have a timeline of when you'd want a truck?
Yeah, this year.
Perfect.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely. This year, like I'm all in. I don't want to wait. I don't want to look back in a year or 2 or 3 and be like, oh, you know, things were going so well. Like, why didn't I? You know,
100%.
I figure, you know, no better time than now. So, you know,
I mean, I think it's awesome. It's really like, I don't know, just like a lot of cojones to go in that. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes a lot. So I'm glad you're doing it. I just have one last question before we get to the rapid fire questions. What is about cooking that you love so much?
Like I mentioned earlier, the wow factor. Here's an example. I remember probably 10, 11 years ago, barbecuing over at a friend's house, and there's 30 or 50 people there. And a friend of mine comes over and, you know, he goes, man, you just like barbecuing because people tell you that your food's good. And I'm like,
but that's the point.
That's kind of the point. Like, yes.
Well, absolutely. You know, last time you jumped on the grill, you burnt carne asada. But, you know, so, you know, I mean, it's just about like earlier you mentioned about the, you know, marinating, and back to that real quick. I won't stay too long on that, but the tri-tip out here is like a West Coast brisket, if you would.
Okay.
I remember going to Texas and I'm like, go to a butcher. Let me get a tri-tip. Are you from California? Well, that's a California cut, you know, like out there, brisket is big. And so, I mean, my local grocery store out there was staying stocked up on tri-tips because we were barbecuing them so much. And, you know, again, you buy 5 different tri-tips and you're like, all right, I'm going to try this rub on this one. We're going to go dry on this one. We'll do this one wet, because, you know, they're real big on their dry rubs out there. So what I wanted to do was kind of take Texas dry with West Coast wet and make my own style barbecue, which then you know, that's the whole hella smoke thing, which, you know, my boys out in Texas still live there. Every time we get together, it's amazing. Everyone knows that they're getting great food. But out here, you know, it's Reginald.Eats. It's its own thing, you know.
For sure. And you can definitely feel the love in it. And you can tell you've been cooking for a while, not just, you know, took it up for a year and here we are. It's been years in the making.
Yeah.
So before
2 decades been cooking. So.
Well, we can taste it and I dig it. So that's awesome. Before we let you go, we do kind of like a rapid fire questions at the very end.
Ooh,
so Janice, go ahead and take over and
let's do it.
Fire those questions.
So first thing that comes to your mind, don't even think about it. Here we go. What is your favorite junk food?
Favorite junk food? Ooh. Oh man. Junk food. Don't even think about it. I don't know. Give me some chips. I'm a simple guy. Give me some barbecued Lay's.
Yeah. Yes, some barbecue Lay's.
What is your favorite cuisine?
Oh man, it's
like asking a favorite child.
Yeah.
Right. It's hard.
But that's why we ask it.
So, you know, I'd be silly not to say Filipino cuisine because that's what I'm trying to promote, right? You know, we have also had the conversation of, since Filipino food isn't the only thing that we cook in this household, you know, should Reginald.Eats only focus on Filipino cuisine, or should we focus on, you know, all types? Because I mean, we do, again, like we can, I say we, because, you know, we're a team over here.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, my favorite type, I'm going to have to go with Filipino, but I mean, you can't go wrong with some fire Japanese or some Mexican cuisine. I mean, I mean, I do love my sushi and.
Oh, sushi.
Dude, we're in the Bay Area, Korean barbecue everywhere. Like,
yeah.
That's fire too. Yes, for sure.
All right. What type of food makes you say, oh, for food's sake?
Oh man, give me a carnita burrito. Give me a.
Do you get all the fixings on there, or you like it like just the basics?
Load it up. I want every single thing that you know. If you give me tacos and they ask you if you want everything on it, Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
If not, throw more, you know, like
Carnitas burrito at
That's a way
Taco
to grow.
Sinaloa. If you have not had it, you need to before you die. Well, there's one on Fruitvale. There's one on East 14. There's, I mean, it's kind of all over
48th
Oakland.
International or no, 48th is a mole. That's
yes,
it is, right?
that's the one.
Is that the burritos?
Yes.
That are like,
So that's the original one.
Yes. Yeah. I'm very.
Yes.
If you scroll
that's
through,
one.
if you scroll
If you
through
haven't
my
had
old
one of their carnitas
my old Instagram, my personal Instagram page. So like, if you scroll through many photos, there's definitely photos in there.
But that truck specifically, the carnitas there is one of the best
super good.
carnitas I've probably had. And I'm not just saying that because I'm from Oakland. It's a fact.
Yeah.
If you could cook anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Well, if I can cook anywhere in the world, I'm gonna have to be cheesy with this one, and I'm gonna
Get cheesy.
have to say, wherever my family is.
All right, Reginald, we really appreciate you so much, more than words can even say, for joining us today through all the technical misfunctions and misfires that probably the audience won't hear. So trust me when we say we appreciate you so much.
We very much mean it.
You guys as well.
Yes. Where can our audience follow you on social media if they want to contact you, if they want to order from you? It'll probably be more than 15 orders a day, but where can they get in contact with you?
You could find me on Instagram at Reginald.Eats, Reginald, REGINALD.Eats. So let's get those followers up on the page. We're doing great so far. Definitely trying to get bigger, turn these 50 burritos into 100, and let's keep pushing.
Thank you all for listening to Oh for Food's Sake. Make sure you give us a follow on all the social media platforms. We really only have two, Instagram and TikTok. Yes, we have a TikTok. It's OH_FOR_FOODS_SAKE. I know that's a lot of underscores, but please give us a follow. Thanks again and join us next time.
Oh for Food's Sake.